So have you noticed that every time you start a new diet, a new eating plan, or intermittent fasting, you end up thinking about food so much more, or even emotionally eating? I know in these moments it can feel like you need even more discipline, but what's actually happening has nothing to do with willpower. So you start with good intentions. You think, oh my God, I just need to get my eating under control. This time I'll be consistent. This time I'll be good. This time I'll finally be able to do it. I feel confident. And at first it probably works because you have some willpower. You have this momentum. You feel in control. You're focused. You're planning. But then the cravings come on. The urges come on. You want more food. You can't stop thinking about food. And eventually you give in and you emotionally eat, you overeat, and you might binge. And you might think, why does this keep happening to me? I'm trying to do something to control my eating and I feel way out of control. So when you start a new plan, a new diet, a new fasting plan, even though you think you're controlling food, what you're really doing is removing the only thing you know to use to soothe your discomfort, your distress, your uncomfortable emotions. You're literally taking away the only thing you know how to comfort and soothe yourself. You're not just changing food. So you're essentially taking away your coping mechanism. And obviously this isn't a healthy coping mechanism, but for emotional eaters, this means comfort, relief, soothing. And it's a way to take the edge off the day, to take stress off the day. And so the stress and discomfort and uncomfortable emotions that you use food to manage, it doesn't go away. It's still there. And now with a new way of eating, a new diet, all of these new rules, you have even more stress piled on top of it. These stressors build up in your system and they're calling out for the only thing they know how to feel good and to feel calm and soothe. And that's food, more food. And so your brain is like, where's the food? The urges become stronger. You want more food, but you're fighting it. You're holding back. You're willpowering. And so while you're in a diet or a restrictive way of eating, you have two things against you. You're taking away your primary coping mechanism, so all the foods you probably go to soothe yourself. And again, it's not a healthy way of coping and moving through emotions. And you're also physically restricting your body. And so your brain is on double duty. It's like, I need more calories. And I also need something to help me with my emotions. So you're putting yourself in a double bind. And because your body is going to move towards survival to feeling okay, that is a powerful that's a powerful driver. Emotional eating as a coping mechanism is very powerful when triggered. And then you have your brain saying, I need more calories. So they're going to override you and you're going to go to the food. You're going to think you messed up. You want to eat this food. You're out of control. It's not that your willpower runs out. It's just that it doesn't have a lot of power when a survival mechanism is kicked into action. When your body is like, I need to soothe from this discomfort, this stress in my body. I need to regulate. I need to calm down. And this is the only way I know how. It's going to go to that. And so for emotional eating to actually shift, you have to get into the root of this pattern. You can't keep trying to control food because it's at the deeper root. It's not about food. And unless you heal that deeper root, you won't be able to change the way you eat in the way you want to. You have to heal that underlying place where food is now this coping mechanism. You actually have to start meeting those deeper needs. And so it's not about finding a better plan to help your emotional eating or a new diet or the latest, fasting plan, because I know you feel out of control with food. It's really about healing the root of this pattern so that you feel okay around food and you're not having to constantly micromanage food because it's not about the food. If you're using food as a way to soothe yourself, you're using it as a band-aid, as a substitute for something that you need to have, which you needed to have learned when you were younger, you're not going to get very far. And so this is what we work on inside of the Emotional Eating Evolution program. We are actually healing the root of your emotional eating while simultaneously learning how to truly nourish your body. So you're not pushed into thinking about food because you're restricting the types of food or calories. You're actually nourishing your body. And I know this can be scary to a lot of emotional eaters, but your body is not stupid. It's not going to want to eat everything in sight. if you're eating in a way that's nourishing to you. I'm not talking about processed foods and just you're eating everything in sight. It's about awareness of what feels good in your body. And when you put foods that your body actually wants, that are nutrient dense, that taste good, your body's going to speak to you. It's not going to crave processed foods, because a lot of the times those urges and cravings for the processed food is because of the way they're created. They're made so that you crave more and more of them, but also in that you use them to get a bigger dopamine kick when you are emotionally eating. And so as you start to truly nourish your body, you won't have to restrict or force yourself into these boxes. Your body naturally wants to take a break from food. It naturally wants to take in good foods. It doesn't want to hold on to excess weight. When you start truly nourishing your body while healing the root of your emotional eating, doing the deeper work of moving through your triggers and getting to the root in the body, that's what shifts this pattern. So this is what we do inside of the Emotional Eating Evolution program with a step-by-step process. We move through true nourishment, body acceptance, and emotional wellness so that all of the pieces to resolving your emotional eating are in place and you're not piecemealing it. And this is what allows you to stop constantly going to diets and trying the latest quick fix, which actually puts you further into your emotional eating and resolves it at the root. This is how you get to ease and peace and confidence around food and in your body. And so in the program, it's a 12-week program. There's a step-by-step process to do this. You have private sessions with me, you have weekly office hours, you have support and guidance to actually move through this pattern so you get to the other side in a sustainable way for years to come. So if you'd like to find out more about the Emotional Eating Evolution program, I will put the link below. And as a first step, I'd also like to invite you to download my free guide called What Are You Truly Hungry For? In this guide, it's going to help you discern true from emotional hunger so you can start catching your emotional eating pattern and seeing when you're actually hungry versus when you're emotionally hungry. And this really is the first step I give to clients. You can find the guide below. If you have any questions about what I've shared today, please let me know. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more with you, and I hope you have a great day.